Hey sis, I see you. I'm just gonna say, see, I see you. And I can't wait to squeeze you. You know who I'm talking to. I'm gonna say, CG, I see you. Hey. All right. Hi guys. Um, Last night we were really tired, and we got a little bit of sleep after crying our eyes out this morning. I honestly had a breakdown. I got the news about Ron Jeremy, so thanks for telling us. The part that annoys me is that I think that a lot of things are going to get over on suicide or medical conditions, and that shit really bothers me because your survivors and your victims that had to deal with that fucker don't get off that way. They still have to go through life. And stuff like that, and all the trauma that you have to deal with after the fact. Dissociative identity disorder, post-traumatic stress disorders, body issues, chronic pain, all that. And I don't, it's really not fair to just kill him. And it's definitely not fair to let them just get away with things on a memory loss. Ron Jeremy was in jail. He was about to get charged, and basically all of his charges have been dropped because they're now claiming that he has memory loss. Again, this is why we say I am so used to not having justice. Has never been something that I looked forward to because I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised at all. Anywho, this may be kind of our last live for a little bit. We will definitely be live this weekend. There's like, wow, yeah, it sucks. You know, with Ron Jeremy too, his assistants didn't even get hit. When I was with Ron Jeremy, just to give a little, I've already talked about this a few times, but I had to deal with Ron Jeremy in Las Vegas, and he ordered me and like 5 other girls. He had us lined up in hotel rooms to have sex with. He had like rooms, like he had a preference, almost like a menu, like he wanted this food, that food, that food. And he was late. He was hours late. He ordered special photographers to be there to photograph and video everything to put on porn sites, and he was late. And his assistant got there first, and his assistant was a black lady. Black lady, really bitchy, short hair, horrible wig. She came in the room barking at me right away. Like, he's almost on his way here and now you're not ready, which meant ready for code word for wet. And that wasn't necessarily the thing. Like, that's not necessarily a thing. Sometimes there's fluffers for the victims and there's fluffers for the Johns. And what a fluffer means is somebody who gives blowjobs, hand jobs, things like that to make sure, basically, you're ready for work. Sometimes there's no fluffers. Sometimes you just have to show up to the job and be ready. But his assistant got there and started bitching at me, and I was irritated. The photographer that was there that my pimp brought was irritated because he had already took pictures of me and he had to go. So it was all bullshit. And by the time that he got there, clearly he had been doing something else with someone else. The man is already disgusting. He smells the way he looks, just so we're clear. Like, I'm not kidding. He fucking stinks. He smells like he's been jacking off for days and hasn't washed his ass once. I'm not kidding. If you've ever, your own bodily odor can choke you out sometimes. Like when I stink, I'll tell somebody I stink. If I can smell me, I feel like somebody else can smell me. Do you know what I'm talking about, ladies? Dudes, like you just leave a workout, you just leave work and you're like, I stink. Like, you know what I mean? Don't hug me because I stink. Wait till I take a shower. Like it smells like he had just been fucking everything for days, and it was disgusting. And I had to deal with that. I had to, someone said just joining, who are we talking about? Ron Jeremy. I had to deal with him. And at one point you have to kind of hold your breath or black out. You don't have a choice. And now, and that was the only time I dealt with him, but that was the worst time. And we can keep talking about that. I'm not trying to make myself even more emotional, more than I've already been in the last few hours. But it just really bothers me that it's not gonna hit its mark. All of these people always that's it. He went to jail for a little bit. That's it. And he really did not go to jail, because if he really went to jail and those jailbirds in there really found out he was a child rapist, they would have took care of business. So to me, it doesn't look like he sincerely went to the right jail. It seems like somebody is protecting him. And somebody pulled out all the stops, and now they're trying to claim that he has memory loss. So basically every single charge that he has just got dropped. That's how your system works. That's your justice system. So there's people who are like, tell us everything, tell us everything. I'm going to try to take 3 questions right now because I have to be at a tech meeting in just a little bit for the event, but we can go on and on about anything. Like we can talk about DID. We are debating on you guys meeting us live and in person, and DID is not fun. DID is the definition of Build-A-Bear or Build-A-Slave. Do you know that they keep DNA of children when you go to Build-A-Bear? What do they do when you go to Build-A-Bear? They tell your kid to come and kiss the heart that goes into the bear. Okay, what is now on that heart that goes into the bear? Sometimes if they switch the heart out for it, what's on it? Your child's what? DNA. You just gave your child's DNA to Build-A-Bear. Some people don't understand that though. I think, when we talk about Brooke Shields, when she was in the Playboy magazine, a lot of people that are in their 40s to 60s seen that. And if you told them now you watched a child masturbate with a shower head in their hand, and you watched grown adults take the picture and make it a cover of a magazine, and everybody then it just went right over everybody's head. Do you see Brooke Shields holding a shower head? Ladies, think about it. She's holding a shower head. She was 10 years old. Everybody just looked at it like, well, when you say it like that, then everybody's like, well, I didn't know. Like, I was not okay with that. I didn't know that we were watching a child masturbating on TV. Blue Lagoon, I didn't know. Like, Endless Love, I didn't know. Right? But it went right past you. Because you don't live in the world you think you do. Real quick, we're touching so many things, so just try to stay with me. Please, if you can, watch the live from last night. We signed a do not resuscitate order. I put it on TikTok, and so many people are already in the comments like, she's in her 20s. Why would somebody do something like that? Her mom let her do that. Yeah, my mama stood right there with me. Angel stood right there with me. Some people are not understanding why we signed the DNR. Let me explain it to you real quick. See how well I can compress this. Are y'all with me? Are you with me? Somebody said I love Tom and Jerry. Good, but are you with me? Squirrel. You see how we're not talking about Tom? Girl, I'm glad you love Tom and Jerry, but we going through Tom and Jerry shit right now. Are you with me? You see how squirrel? You see what I mean? Like I'm not saying like she may love Tom and Jerry, but do you see how that comment can take someone else somewhere else when I'm trying to explain something very important to you? Please stay with me. Please. Like please stay with me. All right. Okay. I'm going to turn my comments off just so I can make sure y'all are with me. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. I'm glad you like my shirt, but can you, all right. So, anywho, have you seen other survivors do live events? Yes or no? I know my comments are off right now. You can put that in the question box, on the thing. You can send it through if you like. But interacting over here, since the comments are still on here, have you seen other survivors do live events? Usually general admission to get in the doors is over $100, sometimes over $200. I've seen an event going on this month that's over $350 a head to get in the door. That's not food. That's not travel expenses. That's not lodging expenses. I'm talking about just to get into the door of that truth event, $350 a head. Have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen that? If you want to answer, you could put one of those little gift thingies right there. I just want to make sure y'all are with me. I don't like to turn off my comments. I just want to make sure we're here. I don't have that much time. So you know what I mean? So I'm trying, okay? I'm really trying, really irritated. I'm trying. So there's some truther events that go on and they're charging out the yin yang to just get in the door. Then they charge you to take a picture with them, to sit at a very long ass table that you barely see them down the table. Trump. Have you seen those where the table, and then to get the seat to sit at that table where you can barely see the fucking person that you're getting the seat for, it's like $1,000. Have you seen that? Okay. Now, this event that we're doing is free. You get in the door for free. We're going to feed you for free. You're going to get truth for free. I might take a picture with you for free. And I don't think I'm anybody special to take a picture with. I just want you to know, to be able to say I was there. Look at, she's right here. She's real. Don't touch me. Touching can cause trigger points, and we don't want to do that either. But I'm not bougie or anything. But if you see us at a rally, my security might not let you touch me. And then I say that, and it sounds really fucking bougie. And I want to explain that to you, why I'm saying that, because I am an MK Ultra survivor, and it just takes a touch point to drop someone where they stand. That's why I'm saying. There's some of you who just, if you see me, some people might not let you touch me, and it's not bougie. I'm not anybody special. I am not anyone special. It's just everybody is trying to think about a way that I don't have to pay for this event more than I already am. The truth is not free, it costs. So doing this event, speaking like this, it will toss my ass eventually. So there's some things that we're trying to prevent. So some people, they might not let you touch me. And I say that, and again, every time it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, huh, because that sounds so fucking bougie. But that's not what we mean. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand that? Are we on the same page? Are we clear? I just want to interact. Telegram, you hear me? Like, are we interacting? We understand? All right, cool. Well, my thing is we paid for the event, as you can see, with the shit that we had in storage. Now, we paid for the venue that way. That was just the venue. The venue came with a media package, basically. Yo entiendo. Great. So, it came with the media package. It came with basically microphones and all that stuff. And so I and my mother, we were just like, that's all we need. We're not doing anything else. We got the venue and we letting people in for free. Done. Like, done. I think I have a stereo in storage that I used to use to go to work. So when my speakers weren't working in the studio, I'm a dance choreographer. So when my speakers weren't working, I worked for children. I love little kids that I like to tell them, don't put your boogers on friends. Boogers don't make friends. And I taught all ages from 18 months creative movements, the baby bounce, I taught that up into adults. And then I taught special needs children. And I miss my little legends so very much. So, that's where I have a stereo and it's like this big. it's like this big and it is loud, but I thought I was gonna bring that and have a little extra something. I painted rocks in my stress time. It's therapeutic. I'd never thought that in a million years me painting on a stone would help me get through the shit that we're going through right now. But for the past few months that we said we were doing this event, if I got a moment to pull out some paint, lay something on the floor and start painting, I've been doing that. So I think I have like 50 rocks that we painted. And at first I was like, you know what, we can sell these and try to probably get one of the survivors to a dentist or help with donations or whatever. And then I was like, no, fuck that. Because then if I even try to say something close to that, then somebody's going to think this is a money thing. So you know what? Giving those shit away for free too. Anywho, my point is other angels stepped up and was like, we not letting you do this by yourself. They didn't want any money. They didn't start a fundraiser. There's no Give, Send, Go. There's no Go Fuck Me or Go Fund Me. I call it that. I know you Christians are probably going to be like, your mouth. I know. South side of heaven. It's gonna be a while. I have my sugar words. They're just not coming out right now because my ass is so stressed out. I don't even have words for it, but you're just going to have to deal with me. And if you don't, you are not in the right fight because nothing about this war is pretty. So if you feel like my mouth is too much, you might want to leave this live right now and please leave all children alone. Thank you. But other angels jumped in and was like, no, we're not going to let you do this by yourself. So other angels came in, the admin angels that people are trying to beat up on right now because it was really simple. They put out, these admin typed up an application process. Not only that, but they spent hours typing up an application process. The same application process that you would have if somebody was charging you. But instead of that, they typed up the application process. They spent hours conversing with each other like, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? They then contacted an angel that already knew about media waivers and liabilities. Another angel jumped on and said, what do you want me to review for you? I'm an attorney. I know media disclosures. I know this. Let me review it and make sure it's okay. And so they jumped in with their unique talents. Another angel said, my son is a DJ. Let me call him. Let me call him and have him help. And then another angel jumped in and said, I'm an EMT. Hold on. I'm licensed as an EMT. Let me help. And then another angel jumped in and said, wait. There's no backdrops. There's no posters. There's no, Let me go to the store and put some on a poster board. So then we had to go to another state, pick up the posters, bring them to another state, drop them off with an angel, and then keep pushing to another state. And that angel is about to pick them up, put them in the car, and drive them to the venue. That's not it, though. Then there's other angels that were like, you're going to be in person? After all this time of knowing how dangerous this shit is and knowing how somebody could drop you in 2 seconds, knowing how many people want to kill you and your mother, we not going to let you do that without security. So you know what other angels did? They said, we're not doing that either. We're going to help with security. We've sat with you through some crazy shit, and we're not going to let you do this by yourself. And then you know what some other angels did? They said, listen, I take care of inventory and stuff like that at my job. Why don't I help with document control? So guess what? If they sent you an application, they'll tell you the exact date they sent it. They will tell you the exact time. You may have or you may have not sent them something back. They will tell you the exact date and the exact time that they specifically said, here's your meeting, here's your vetting meeting. And as long as you come to this vetting meeting, we'll send a live video to Allie and Shelly and done. And the list keeps spiraling on and on and on. None of that took a fundraiser. Nobody did a fundraiser. But guess what? The security threat still remains. So some people are like, why did you sign a DNR? Because let me break it down for you. I have dissociative identity disorder. And that's not something that I've always liked to admit, because I don't walk up to people and be like, hi, my name is Allie. I have a dissociative identity disorder. I have PTSD. I've been traumatized since I was 3 years old. So what you're doing today? What's your stuff? No. That's not how that works. So having dissociative identity disorder and knowing what that means, there's some people who think that they have to ID me all the time, but in reality, I'll be 29 years old in a few weeks. I'm blessed. I was never supposed to make it past 16. But because everybody has been doing this whole build a slave thing with me my whole life, there's little kids in here. Yeah. There's some people who, when they see me, they think that I'm like 12 or 16, because yeah, sometimes I am. It's a lot to explain. Look up dissociative identity disorder. It's a lot. It's a lot to explain. And so, see, there are some people who want to murder me. And they don't even want to murder me. They want to torture me. And they want to laugh while I'm in pain. And so the thing is before, it's okay. See, this is why we don't date anymore. Because I used to. And here's the deal. Maddie, M, that you met already, the aggressive one that y'all call the bonnet video. She doesn't like to be called it, whatever. So, shut up. So the, you know, that Harley Quinn thing, that's not what they really said, but it's not funny. It's real. It's a lot of legal medical diagnosis. You're probably looking at this like, what is happening? You'll find out soon later. Just hold on. So when something happened, losing my train of thought. When we used to date, there was somebody that I liked. See, me, Allie, my type is kind of turtlenecks. Some people say I'm a little bougie. I'm okay with that. Because I've been ghetto all my damn life. So I get a little bougie, and I don't like men that are a little rough around the edges. No, I don't. I'm strictly dickly, but I don't like men that are rough around the edges. Okay, so Maddie, on the other hand, is a little bit different. So I was talking to someone who I liked, and not all of us liked him, but I liked him. Okay, I don't anymore, but I liked him. All right, and he would walk in the door, and I'd be like, "Hey, babe, you want something to eat? You hungry? You want to talk?" And he like, "Yeah." And then M would come up and be like, "Get the fuck out of my face." And he would be like, I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to stay? You want me to go? and then one moment he's dealing with us being like just very playful. Just depends on who's up. And that gets a little iffy when you have a relationship with somebody. Because then when people finally realize what's going on and how much it's real and how much MK Ultra is not a joke, then they want to experiment. And I've had people ask, well, can I have sex with your younger alters? Or can I have sex with a 5-year-old? Or can I do this with a 12-year-old? No. And the fact that you asked means that I need to get away from you. You know what I'm saying? So for that reason, I stopped dating. Girl or guy. No. You know? And some people want to go straight to the dudes and no, I've been raped by women. So I understand that trauma too. But me personally, Allie, I'm strictly dickly. Just so we're clear. Doesn't work for everybody, but I'm strictly dickly. Mm-hmm. But not anymore. Strictly nothing. Virgin Mary now. Anywho, so this is a lot to explain. I'm shaking. So I'm trying to just spit things out because I know we're out of time, so just bear with me. So, I know there's somebody sitting here like, I just joined this page and I don't know what's going on. What is she laughing at? It's a lot. And if you don't laugh, you're going to cry. And if I don't stop crying, I'm going to rock in a corner. And eventually that leads to turning into a vegetable because your system floods and every altar tries to come to the front, which is why you see people talking to trees and outside and homeless and yelling at the world. And like, the government is crazy. They're all after me and they have nowhere to go and they need help. Well, the thing was, is they needed your help before they looked like they were crazy. And before you put them off as an excuse to say that they're just homeless or they're on drugs. No, that comes from somewhere. DID is a trauma response. You can't torture someone. I've said this too many times. You cannot torture someone the way that I've been tortured. You cannot try to build your own person to have entertainment for. There were pimps who decided, I want to build you for this sex job. So for certain sex jobs, then my pimp would give me a different name. Not that big of a deal. If my programmers and if my traffickers wanted a whole different person to walk into that job, then that's where programming comes in. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. It's going to take you a minute to put that 2 and 2 together, but that's why I say it's a lot. Did that make sense? Kind of, sort of, maybe? Close enough. So these people that you see, like, I have to use our elite celebrities because that's the only way some people understand. Britney. You know that Britney that talks with the twang? A real big twang? There's one Britney. You know the Britney that spins in circles and she's a dancer? There's another Britney. You know the Britney that handles all the shit that needs to be handled and almost is very adult-like? That's another Britney. You know the one who was in the middle of a court case and was handling a conservatorship, but then there was another little one just spinning in the camera? That's our definition of Teller. Teller paints rocks. So while all hell is breaking loose, she wants to paint rocks. And then there's me. Trying to handle it. Is it kind of explaining? Yes. Is it work? There's an angel sitting here. Is it kind of, Mom? I don't think I need your assistance right now. I think I'm doing good. All right. So, there's a lot. So your military, I'll help you even more. Your family that goes to military boot camp, they split them. That's what happens. That's called dissociative identity disorder. Some people just think that PTSD means you're going to hear a loud boom and you jump. No. So when your military family they leave one person, right? They leave that person that they are, that you know of. They come back a whole different person. That is called dissociative identity disorder. They break them down and they build the perfect soldier. Does that make sense? Did that make sense? Is that kind of, sort of, maybe? Close enough. So basically, there's not enough time to tell you everything. There's not. And then there's some times where, like, so if you think about your military soldiers, they come back one way and you got an alcoholic. You got the person that left, and then you got the one that got PTSD. The one strung out on drugs is telling you, I don't know why I can't stop these drugs. I don't know why I want to rock in a corner. I don't know why my PTSD is making me angry that I have PTSD. That's somebody else. That is called DID. And other people have been called it BPD, which is bipolar or multiple personality disorder, MPD. Now, people think that bipolar is just supposed to be bipolar. Let me tell you something. If you have been traumatized, you react. So anybody who is trying to slap a label of schizophrenia and bipolar, first of all, is there trauma in that person's life? They have to react to it somehow. And just because you think that you're going to put them on an SSRI and chemically imbalance the imbalanced brain that they already have, that's not going to work. You can't traumatize somebody and then expect them to be okay. I don't care what that means. The deeper the trauma, the more the trauma response. Does that make sense? And I don't give a damn how much money you have. You can't fix it. You now have to work with the person that is going through hell to find some healing. It's the same with your military soldiers. If they watch somebody shoot themselves while they were in boot camp, they're gonna be traumatized. And there is no medication that you're just gonna pay $1,000 for to take that out of their head. So my point is for all these people who are doing live events, I want you to ask, how much money did they raise? Why is it that they have a security threat online, but it's not in person? Help me understand this. Because we signed that DNR, that God forbid anybody does something to me, you don't understand what people would like to do to me if they got their hands on me again. So no. Some people are like, you're barely 20 something years old and you're going to get a DNR? Yeah. Because I would rather bleed out on the streets with an angel that loves us. I would rather know that I looked at my mom and my mom saw the real me while I was taking my last breath than to go back and be traded through and recycled back through the system again. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, a lot of you are like, so you're expecting to die. We're preparing for the worst. I already spent 40 days in the hospital. Do you get me? On a feeding tube. I showed it to you guys and it just went right over everybody's head. 40 damn days on a PICC line and feeding tubes. Because I said no to one of my pimps. He said, oh, you can have your money back. You just have to call me. And I was like, fuck you. Liar. He showed up to my work. He smashed my car because I didn't take my car. My car that I just gave away, I had just paid for my car. I worked at Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor as a server in Riverside, California, before they shut it down. And my coworkers, I never told anybody the shit nobody would hear me. So no, I didn't tell my coworkers what was going on. I just said, I got some major shit going on. I can't drive my car to work tonight. My mom was sitting in my section. She didn't like ice cream that much. Okay? My mom was sitting in my section almost every other night. She was sitting there so I could have a normal life and say that I went to work and got it myself because I was the one who was like, Mom, I don't want you to pay for my car. I want to go to work with clothes on and I want to pay for my own fucking car. So what did my mom do? She was like, fine. And she sat in my section for a year while I collected tip money to pay for my own car. And when my pimp found out where I worked, he sent me a message. They came in, they put a little camera and a teddy bear. You can go back to my supervisors at Farrell's. They thought I was on drugs. I was poisoned in the restaurant. And I was losing weight so fast that people thought I was doing crack in the freezer. Like some other people. So my supervisors were like, you're losing weight so damn fast. What is really going on? And I was like, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. So what happened? People started coming in requesting me. I had people leaving $50 tips on a table and then came and sat in my section and told me, you look so beautiful all grown up. I don't know you. And I don't remember you. And I don't know what you're talking about. But people were coming and ordering water just to stare at me. Because they found out where I worked. And then one night I was like, oh, I'm going to work. Like, you're not going to scare me from going to work. So I went anyways. And thank God it was my coworker's car, not my face, that got smashed. Nobody took her shit out of her car. They just smashed all of her windows to let me know that they were there. And I was just like, and she was like, didn't you say you had a stalker? I was like, girl, it's more than a stalker. I tried to tell you. Like, cause she was like, let me take you to work. And I was like, nah, just let my mama drop me off. And she's like, girl, let's just be normal. Let's just go to work. You ain't got to worry about a stalker. And I was like, all right, if you want me to ride with you in the car, I'm just telling you, there's someone watching me right now. She's like, no, just get in the car with me. Got in the car with her. And right after we got off work, all of her windows were smashed and her tires were slashed. The next night I was poisoned. After that, I spent 40 days on a PICC line feeding tubes and so many tests that doctors didn't even know what to do. They were like, she's dying. We don't know what to do. 40 damn days. Most painful shit ever. And I'm still sitting here. I had to lay in the hospital that my pimp trafficked me through. I described the basement to one of the nurses who wanted to run my test before she took me down there. I was like, I don't want to go in that basement. And she's like, why? And I said, because I have history in that basement. And nobody's been down there. I have. Oh, yeah, you have. Describe it to me. I did. And she was like, oh, shit, you have been down there. Yeah. Yeah. Riverside, one of the biggest hospitals in Riverside. They traffic kids through the basement of the hospital. Ask me how I know. And when they found out who I was, we had to get the fuck out of the hospital. And it was very scary. And it was quite the exit. And so now I'm not doing that again. So for those of you who don't understand why we signed a DNR, I'm not going into the hospital to be tortured in the hospital. Oh, not to mention, while I was in foster care, my pimp, I got in trouble. Actually, I was supposed to be on a job with, the doctor. I was supposed to be on a job with him, and it wasn't even a job. It was dinner. Whatever. But basically, this is some shit. It's real shit. I'm just going to spit this out. Starting to sweat. Anywho, so I went to dinner, and he loved to grill. He loved meat. So we were always like by the grill. And, he kept telling me I had to sit on his friend's lap. Well, one of his friends, he didn't tell me, had an STD. And, he ended up selling me to his friend and told me like, it'll go away. Well, I got really sick because they held me down and started doing really crazy shit. And I got really sick that night, and I was still in my group home in Riverside, actually in Jurupa Valley. I went to Nuevo Vista continuation school during this time. I spent 4 days in the hospital because I got so sick. The paramedics had to come get me. And when they came and got me, guess whose friend was the one who put me in the paramedic ambulance and took my cell phone from me when I tried to call my mom that's sitting here right now. I'll never forget, I had the Incredible. If you know what that is, the phone, I had the Incredible. And I know that I had the Incredible because several times I had to start moving shit around the phone so that my pimp didn't find out that I was on the phone with my mom. So at this time, when I got really sick, she got mad at me that I got sick and that I couldn't be there for a job that she had made. So for that reason, and she found out that I called my mom, she came into the hospital, dressed in scrubs, put shit in my IV, and had me in the hospital longer. My social workers found out, and guess what they said? Oh, we'll just have your group home staff come sit by your door. Are we not going to talk about the... Okay. All right. Fine. We'll just have her come sit by the door. Because that's going to stop her. Dressing up as a nurse that we all knew. The nursing station saw her walk right past them. They didn't do anything. The DNR is because I will not go back. So if something happens to me on the streets this weekend, something happens, period. After this, I would rather die in the hands of an angel. A real one. Do you get it now? Turn my comments back on to see if that made sense. Do you get it now? Kind of, maybe. Sort of. Yeah. I'm just not going back. I can't deal with things the way I used to. I refuse to deal with things the way I used to. I'm not doing it. And I kept a promise. And you're not going to scare me from doing that. I don't care what flight to ground. I don't care. The angels that know what's up, they about to figure out any way they can to get here. Either way, whatever happens. A car, a plane, a train. If they're catching a bird, they're going to get here any way they can. Because we're doing it anyway. So for the victims who are, I'm still standing no matter what. And there's victims who are like, you know, I see comments and I see people and I see numbers. I'm not holding my breath to a miracle. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not holding my breath to everybody getting outside. I'm not holding my breath to people demanding answers. I'm not holding my breath to another pedophile name coming up that people finally get it through their thick skulls. I'm not holding my breath for it to be on the news. I'm not holding my breath for people to be in the streets fighting. I know that the justice system is rigged for what's morally correct. And you do too. But again, everybody is waiting on somebody else to move forward. Everybody's waiting on somebody else to make a choice. So if you need to see me in the middle of a trafficking hub area to know that I'm going to stand with the army that we created, that's not just for us, fuck it. You're going to have to take me down, and you might as well make sure that I don't get back up. And if I do, and if you do take me down, I just want you to know, you better take my mama down too. And you might want to take down every angel, because if I take my last breath, she coming after you.
Yes, I am. We all are.
Yes,
I am.
Do you know how long my mom has waited for a green light from me? Go ahead, kill me. It is what it is. I think people don't understand the seriousness of what's going on sometimes. We're not talking about keys. We're talking about crimes against humanity. There are people who want to murder and torture me and take turns. And I've already been through that shit. I've been close to death. I've been in the hospital. I've been tortured. I've been electroshocked. I've been beaten in water. I've been raped out of how many times I lost count. I can't have kids. And not that that's something big and huge for me. It just wasn't my choice. Like, it's not fair. So I've had my second chance at life. And I know where I'm going. And I know it's a narrow road. I know it's a long road. And I know that I got a lot of work to do. But I also know who my God is. And I'm not religious, but I have a relationship with him. And it's not the best. But I'm trying. So I'm not scared. And I'm praying for one good day at least. All the angels are on their way tonight. There's some of them already here. And some of them have been going through hell. The spiritual warfare is no joke. We got one in the hospital with the early labor. We got one that just got in a car accident on the way here. We got somebody who's been through hell today just to go get the speakers for the damn venue. When I say spiritual warfare is no joke, it is no joke. So, no, I'm not scared to die. As I've been saying from the start, scared to die without the truth being what it is. And there's no fundraiser to do that. So, that's why the DNR. And I don't know if we'll be live again to just talk to you in the next few days, because I feel like my brain is starting to check out. And not in a bad way, like I'm a split. We never know. But you may have new friends. It is what it is. But not like that. Just like, I don't know how to feel anymore. I've done everything that I could possibly do. And it doesn't, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Someone said, will you be live for the event? There will be live a few times for the event, but there will be a point where we have to turn the cameras off because we do not have the means for that. We don't have the means to stay live the entire time. That means somebody would have to run back and forth to the phone, and we are filming for the last segment. So everything that is being filmed will probably be out April, May-ish on AliesArmy.com. But yeah. Yeah. Your humor is so, it might get darker. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry. My humor is so dark. And it's the only way that I've kind of stopped myself from rocking in the corner. I can make myself laugh rocking in the corner too. I'm my own friend. And the only like, I would rather laugh at me before I know that somebody else is like, I'll laugh at me. You don't have to laugh. I'll laugh at me. I don't mind. And sometimes I know that I am not even funny. I don't think that I'm funny at all. I just think that I've been through shit. And the only way that sometimes I could cope with things is saying something that's to me is funny. And it may not be funny at you. I've looked at some people and started cracking jokes and they're not laughing. And I'm like, my bad. My bad. Like, I need to stop. Like, I was walking past one of the angels. They went with us to go get a belt because I got on pants for the event, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna look like something. So I went to go get a belt, and I was in the store and I was looking at this belt and I was like, shit. And it just came out. I didn't even know. There was this lady standing behind me and I looked at a belt and I was like, damn, I don't want one of those because that's something that one of my pimps used to hit me with. And that look on that lady's face, man. And I was like, fuck, I need to stop trauma dumping in the store. Like, I was like, I'm sorry. I don't even know what she looked at me like, I don't even know what to say to that. She looked at me like she wasn't sure if she needed to call someone or hug me or I don't even run. I don't know. She was she was shocked. I was too. I didn't mean to say it. I didn't know it was going to come out either. I've had a few days, like my nightmares are on a different level that I don't even know. Sometimes it just comes out. So if you're around me this weekend and I say some shit that's not funny, I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance. It's my only way that I'll deal with shit. Like I told one of the angels right now, it's like, we're going to do this even if it kills me. And I was like, oh, too soon. Too soon. Like, not the time. My bad. When you have to get through the shit that we've had to get through, what are you gonna do? No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Sometimes it's not funny when other people say it, but I can make myself laugh. I'm gonna go. I thank you so much for listening and understanding and sharing and trying to get outside and doing something this weekend and continuously, just not this weekend. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? I don't know. Faith said you gotta laugh to keep from crying. Exactly. Because I cry a lot. You don't want to see that. And sometimes I feel like I look like a lost slave. See? I need to. Jesus. Oh, not like that. But I didn't mean it like that. But you know what I mean? Like I don't cry cute. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stop talking. But I was supposed to go take questions. Are we late for the tech meeting? How much more time we got?
We got 50 minutes.
We got 15?
50.
50. Okay, so I got 50 minutes. If you want to head over to Telegram and we'll do a quick Q&A. I could take like 3 questions because I know so many people have questions and I'm really trying to help because, I've been the stink bait and the guinea pig for a lot of people. But the thing is now is it's like, not that I like it, not that I want it. I really don't. You have no idea how many times I cry and throw a fit. But there are children who need you. You're not in this fight for no reason. If you're on here, you're in this fight for a reason. There's a reason why the information that you have is resonating with you. I don't know if you're about to get a child. I don't know if we're all about to see what we need to see finally after decades of tactics, and you're about to see survivors come forward, and the ones that keep running all these circles and these fundraisers and Patreons and I'm a trafficking advocate, they're not helping. No, they're not helping anybody. They just want their money, and you can see that through their platforms. I want to give a child a Christmas that I just extracted. So you extract and you give Christmas. Okay. And a bonus. And you get a Christmas bonus while you're at it. Come on now. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Take a second. Go look at those fundraisers. Go look at those give, sig, goes. Go look at those captions on there. Go look at their platforms. They're sitting in the lap of luxury while you're still trying to put bread on the table and gas in your tank. Come on now. Stop sending them your money. It is priceless to fight crimes against humanity. Stop it. I dare you to stop sending money for a few months and watch what happens. I dare you. I absolutely dare you to stop sending your money to these truth-telling accounts and these organizations for over a month. Watch what happens. Just watch what happens. Stop the bankroll for just a month. Watch what happens. You'll see the real stuff. Do it. Do it for more than a month and watch what happens. We're going to go over to Telegram. And if you have any questions, I'm not going to red light any of them. And if I do red light them, it's because I'm going to answer them in a few days. Our link to Telegram is in our bio. And if you're a survivor and you're watching this, just please take a second to think, like, do I really want to be a punching bag for tonight? Because I'm not a punching bag anymore. I'm really not. Yeah, I ain't gotta worry about that. I eat what I want too. You know, another thing I want to talk about is stomach flushes. A lot of people don't understand that sex slaves go through stomach flushes a lot. So my pimp, my treat, when I was on sex jobs, if I was being good and if I didn't kick or scream or actually scream when I was told to, whatever the case may have been, I'm gonna be trauma dumping a lot. I'm sorry, but if I didn't do any of that stuff, I got grapes. So I used to love grapes. You want to know why I got grapes? Because grapes are a water fruit. When you have to have sex for over 4 or 6 hours, it is a human reaction, especially if it's anal sex, to shit on someone. If your stomach is full, you will throw up or shit on someone. Did I say this wasn't a family-friendly life? I think you got that from the beginning. But, sorry. Well. What? But it is a human reaction. I hope you moved your children or got your earphones. I hope you hadn't had your children listen to this until after you listen to the whole thing, because you never know what can come out of my mouth. But it's a human reaction. So, let's be real. Let's talk about things as an adult. Try to have sex with your loved one on a full stomach. Watch what happens. Try it. You're gonna get sick. Your stomach is too full for all that shit, right? So you will have cramps of the yin yang, you will shit on that person, or you may throw up. True story. So for me, some sex jobs, my treat was grapes because it's a water fruit, like watermelon. It goes straight through your digestive system. It doesn't stick to your stomach. That's why I used to love grapes. And grapes were my jam. I don't like them so much anymore. Actually, not that much anymore at all. It used to be my only food sometimes, so me and grapes are not as best of friends as we used to be. I'm going to go to Telegram. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Love you guys so much. Thank you. And we'll be live. We'll be live this weekend. I think somebody else will have our phone, so it won't be us so much as live, but you'll get to open the doors to the venue with us, and Please come and have church at the live event. First service will be live. We having church. We gonna praise God, because if we in a building together, we praising God, whether you don't believe in him or not. I do. So on that note, we praising God. I don't care what you say. And if you can't do that and the demons crack out of your face within it, I don't know what to tell you, but we praising God. I'm not pushing my religion on anybody. We praising God. So first service will be live. I think there's a part of the event that will be live, and then we'll have to turn off cameras after a certain point. But again, it's all being filmed, so it'll be on Allie'sArmory.com soon. I hope you get outside, no matter the weather, because I didn't get to decide that I'm not going to sex drops today because it's raining, or it's hot, or it's too cold, or it's not warm enough. You don't have that choice as a child in the mix of crimes against humanity. You don't. So for those of you who might be bitching like it's too cold or it's raining, or there's a child that's being raped right now in that cold and rainy and it's too hot. Did you know that a torture tactic is turning on lights while somebody is raping a child? Yeah, it makes you overheat and suffocate. Ask me how I know. I'll see you on Telegram.